we do have a story about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we don't have a Marjorie Taylor Greene. She appears in the Christian Nationalist.
Yeah,
thing,
we'll play it here.
So you see, okay. I also call myself a Christian nationalist, and that's not a bad word.
Okay, that's not a bad word. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene says she was swatted at her home, reported on foxnews.com. She done got swatted, Gons. Let's see what they have to say about this. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican from Georgia, says she was swatted at her home at 1 a.m. on Wednesday. Greene made the announcement on Twitter and thanked law enforcement for handling the situation professionally. The term swatting refers to the illegal practice of making false police reports in an attempt to get law enforcement to raid the home of an innocent person. Quote, last night I was swatted just after 1 a.m. Greene wrote on Wednesday morning, quote, I can't express enough gratitude to my local law enforcement here in Rome, Floyd County. More details to come, she added.
She lives in Rome, huh?
Yeah. Yep. I have no retort for that. Yeah. Greene has yet to, when in Rome. There we go. Greene has yet to elaborate further on what happened. The Floyd County Police Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Reports say an unknown individual called 911 and falsely reported that a man had been shot multiple times in a bathtub at Greene's home. The Rome Police Department dispatched 5 officers who were informed they were going to Greene's house while in transit, according to CNBC. Greene responded when they knocked on the door and assured them everything was safe in the house. Police reportedly conducted a brief search of the home and found nothing amiss. So there you go.
No dead body in the bathtub? Man, she cleans up fast.
No dead body in the bathtub. The caller then made a second. The always return to the scene of the crime, Gons. The caller then made a second voice masked call to the police department, stating that they made a false report in reaction to Greene's stance on the transgender movement, according to the outlet. Greene is a particular divisive member of the Republican Party and has had to apologize multiple times for making outlandish claims. It's an interesting thing to add.
Ironic.
So, yeah, right.
Outlandish
Talk
claim.
about outlandish claims.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought this was interesting. It was based, let's say this. There are so many reasons for someone to want to cause trouble for Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Well, any politician, really, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but let's just talk about her.
Okay.
Like there's the transgender thing. There's
Jewish
the
space lasers.
The Jewish space laser thing. There's the Stop the Steal thing. I mean, she's pretty much like the mascot for why people don't like Republicans or a certain,
brand of Christians.
The Republican. Sure. Oh, sure. Christians, part of it too. Christian nationalism thing. Yeah. The whole thing. There's so many reasons for somebody to want to make trouble for this woman. And it was specifically based on her stance on the transgender movement. And this is interesting. The fact that it was the stance on the transgender movement, it's not reported.
Not a policy. It's not a
right. It's not reported as even something she said or a policy or a bill or a blog post. I don't know. I don't really follow MTG that well. But it was simply the stance on the movement, which I thought was an interesting sort of specificity.
Are you suggesting that this was some kind of intelligence operation to try to stir a certain...
No. Okay. No, I genuinely think this is just an angry person. The stance on the movement is interesting because even secretly, I will tell you this, I've had conversations with Democrats, not maybe radicals or leftists or something, but Democrat people, Democrat boomers specifically. I've had conversations with Democrat boomers who specifically don't really agree with the transgender movement. They don't have a problem with transgender people, the idea of transgenderism, but the movement, including, policing people's speech, pronoun stuff, pronoun crimes, thought crimes, stuff like that. So even Biden voting Democrats don't have the stance on the transgender movement that more of like a radical progressive leftist type person might have.
Yeah, I just found this article from CNN that might inform us. CNN Politics.
Uh-oh.
This is from February 25th, 2021. So several months ago, over a year and a half. Marjorie Taylor Greene posts anti-transgender sign across hall from lawmaker with transgender child.
Okay, but what does anti-transgender sign mean? Do they show the sign?
Yes. The sign says there are two genders, male and female, quote unquote, trust the science.
That's not even a transgender thing. That's more of a queer movement thing. It's
anti-transgender, according to CNN.
That's not even definitionally correct.
Well,
okay. Well, if there's two genders, that doesn't exclude the idea that somebody can switch them. It's the non-gender or the queer gender or the binary, whatever, non-binary stuff.
I don't think that's as important. I think we have a suspect. It's Illinois Representative Mary Newman. She just waited
a year and a half
for things to settle down, and she's on a drunken evening. She's I'm going to show her. And made a phone call to swatted MTG.
Right. She had her nightly, Xanax and glass of wine and doesn't even remember calling the police.
And then she had to, what? She came to her senses, and then she had to call some
voice mask.
She had to call some SoundCloud rapper to change her voice to make the phone call.
That is a funny part of it. The first time they called 911. The second time they just called the police department.
Which means she was...
It's reported,
or this person knew kind of what was going on. Interesting.
They. This person, but it's not reported that they used the voice masking on the 911 call. Yeah, they used the voice masking on the second call, which kind of defeats the purpose of using the voice masking at all. It's like, hi, there's somebody who Marjorie Taylor Greene shot some guy in her bathtub. You should go get her. Okay, thanks. Bye. Call back.
Hello, let's play a game. I'm the one who called earlier, but I've masked my voice, so...
The visual of seeing a googly-eyed man do a saw voice.
Yeah. Jigsaw voice.
Yeah, jigsaw.
Sure. Anyways, not the smartest way to do it.
The criminal may not be as intelligent as we were hoping.